Hello everyone, welcome to Questions and Reason. This is Sessions with the founder. It's the R, baby. It's the R. The media doesn't just have questions anymore. It has questions and reason, right? Alright, so yeah, let's get into it. If you wanna build something that is significant, you're definitely gonna run into oppositions. You're gonna run into challenges. It's part of the deal, okay? If you don't wanna build anything, that's fine. If you don't wanna run into oppositions, sit down, all right? Do nothing. But if you're gonna go out there and try to build anything, whether it's business, whether it's career, whether it's relationships, whatever it is, you're gonna run into oppositions. So you need to build yourself in a way that whatever opposition comes doesn't hinder you from going forward, doesn't stop you, doesn't act as a deterrent towards what you want to do, right? It's business. You're going to lose people, you're going to gain people, you're going to lose money, you're going to make money. It's part of it, right? It's work. You're going to run into, people that don't like you, people that don't want to see you succeed, people who think that you shouldn't be in a position that you are, and all those kind of things. It's part of the package. School, same thing. There will be things that you need to sacrifice, and there will be things that you need to put on hold for some time in order for you to build it, right? If you're scared of challenges, you need to reimagine yourself. You need to be able to adapt, right? You need to be able to learn how to deal with challenges, because challenges are gonna come. But the most important thing is how to learn how to encourage yourself, learn how to define yourself according to other people's standards, right? You have your own standards, stick to your standards. You have your plan, stick to your plan. And sometimes a plan needs to be readjusted. Just because you planned a certain way and it didn't work the way that you want doesn't mean stop, doesn't mean failure, doesn't mean that whatever you want to do is not gonna go ahead and succeed, or is not gonna get to a position where you imagined it at first, right? But you have to revisit the plan and adjust. It was Mike Tyson who says everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? So the minute you face oppositions, that's when you need to be at your highest level of thinking, strategically so, right? But what mostly happens is people run into problems and they shut down. They run into somebody not liking them, then they shut down. Then they wanna go and spend a good hour of their life crying about somebody who's maybe having refreshment somewhere, celebrating their own life. You never second guess yourself. Never look down on yourself in this life. All right. So I just wanted to start with that to say, hey man, you can't be a businessman if you're not prepared to lose money. You're gonna have to inject a whole lot of money into your projects so that they can succeed. And just because it's not looking like, things are going your way at that time, at that specific moment in time, that doesn't mean you need to stop. Like I said, think out of the box. Think out of the box. You have to face some sort of setbacks in life. It is part of the package. Everybody goes through that. If you are looking to just get a smooth sail or something, then you will not have certain values about yourself. And the problem with a business that just booms out of the blue without any oppositions and is just the day that they face oppositions, they're gonna fall apart. Imagine you build a 10-story building that just falls apart when you're on the 10th floor. So you already done a whole lot of work and you never thought about what if problems arises and stuff like that, right? So you don't want to see yourself in that position. Learn as it goes, and setbacks are part of learning. And I promise you, if you know how to maneuver setbacks, how to make them work with you, then you'll be able to build anything in life. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes effort. So keep going, all right? So I wanted to talk a little bit about relationships. I know I don't really talk about relationships much, but there's a lot to talk about in relationships. We used to have something called Love and the Money back in the day, but this was just, writing, not video like we do now, right? So love and the money. So I have learned that there are guys who, when they get money, they want to rush into being in relationships with women, right? And their approach is that don't worry about anything, I'll pay for it. And that is the first, the first action or the first presentation that they give to the lady. Because maybe, this person got some large amount of funds for that time, right? So they give the woman a certain type of lifestyle and a certain type of expectation, right? But when time goes on, you see the story start to change to say, hey, okay, so we can't afford a holiday to the Caribbeans because no, we have to be working for money. This money we have to work for. But that's not the impression that they gave the woman at first, right? So you give a lady an impression that money is not the problem. They give you all of themselves and whatnot. And then later in life, you run into an issue to say, hey, but there's work that we need to put in for us to have that money. But like I said, it's not the first impression. The first impression is just that, hey, baby, what do you want? I'll send. Then you get to blame women for loving money, and you say, yo, these women love money. But you are the one who gave them that impression, right? So somebody asked me to say, hey, how's marriage life? Do you think it's tough? Marriage is just like anything else, right? If you, like I said at the beginning, when you want to build, there will be oppositions. There will be things that you run into, right? So, I think it's more about the partner than anything else, right? You know what your partner was attracted by in your life, right? And sometimes it's not even sustainable. Your partner came to you because you're a hunk. I mean, you spend time in the gym, you are motivated to work out and stuff like that. And that person just loves you because you look great, like your body is dope, right? And later in life, that motivation slows down. What do you think is going to happen? She's going to move to another hunk, right? Because that's the deal. The deal is you gave me this impression, you keep the impression. It should last. Once you start having a belly, you're gonna have problems because you're not showing what you used to. Or even worse, somebody who is better built than you can come and take your chick anytime, because that's the deal. That's what attracted that person to you. Somebody came to you because you have a career, right? And you were able to afford this and that and that. You know very well in your heart that that's the deal. You keep your career, you keep me, right? And when your career maybe run into some issues, what happens? You start to complain, to say, these women, they love us only because of the money. Listen, man, you knew in your heart of hearts that was the deal. That's the reason why she stuck with you, because of the lifestyle that you were able to offer, right? So this takes us back to the point I was saying, that the guy gets some type of money, spoil the women, and then start to complain, to say, we have to work to get this money. And he knows very well that he didn't work to get that money, so he can't sustain that. And then now you leave a problem for the next guy who's gonna come in and try to repair or try to build a relationship with that lady, right? You gave that woman an impression that is not realistic, that nobody can really compete with, unless if there are some billionaire living on a yacht playing golf while we go to work, right? You knew very well that's not. And once your money runs out, you run away, or she leaves, but then now she has a certain level of expectation in a relationship. So what did you do? You destroyed, you destroyed how do I put this? So you made it hard for the next guy to make it work with this person. Because, and this is the story of the Nigerians in South Africa. Nigerians come with mostly we know that they gain money from illegal activities, right? Then they entertain South African women with money that they've never seen before, right? Throw money around. And then because they cannot sustain that lifestyle, they can't, nobody can. Sooner or later, you're gonna run into cops, you're gonna run into problems with the law and stuff like that. The operations are gonna run into issues, and even that criminal activity cannot be sustained. So now that woman is used to having a certain lifestyle with this criminal head, and then now they come to a person who is earning an honest living and have the same expectations. So even though they're sticking around, if they're sticking around, the problem is they still have this desire to experience something that is a fantasy, that is not real, and you cannot build on fantasies. So what I'm trying to say is, you know your person, you know why they come to you, right? Like I said, if somebody is attracted by hunks, you can go to the gym and build the body you want, or you can start being lazy and lose it. So these things are not basis to building anything. If it's something that made you have a sex appeal so that you can start a conversation, fine, that is great. But if it is the only thing that is keeping you guys together, it's not gonna work out. A lot of people are not willing to build, right? And sometimes you as a guy, you want to build, right? You are looking for somebody to build with, a life with, you are serious and stuff like that, right? And it's kind of difficult for you to tell if this person wants to build or not, because they know what you are looking for, but they are in it for the money. Sometimes people get into relationships to be financially sustained, and it's you have to be able to detect that. That's why I told people that I don't condemn dating. Dating is a period where you scan your person, right? Where you get to see them. You can't just jump into a marriage with somebody. You don't know what they look like in a difficult situation. You don't know how they respond to a good situation. So you don't know what you're gonna be dealing with if you're gonna get married. And this is why a whole lot of Christians have divorce. People say, oh, Christians have a lot of divorce, it's not working out. Listen, most Christians marry because they don't want to live in sin, right? They want to have a situation where they can have sex without guilt, in a way. So everything is rushed into a marriage. That period of scanning is not there. And sometimes they do pick up the red flags, but they decide to ignore them. Or they don't weigh the fact that, can I be able to deal with this when I'm in a marriage? Right? They don't know how to weigh those things, because we meet, all of a sudden we are in courtship, we're not even together to be able to learn each other. We are, meeting while somebody else is intervening. So somebody has to talk to us and whatnot. So you can't really get to know the person, which doesn't really give you much to work with, because you don't know what you're gonna deal with. Then 6 months down the line, they're divorced. Some people even were married for like 7 days. So that's how crazy the stats are. 7 days. Imagine you have honeymoon on Sunday, the next Saturday the marriage is over. That's ridiculous. They need to do something about how to readify people for marriage, right? So what was I trying? I'm not sure why I got into the conversation with the Christian. Oh yeah, I was trying to tell you that you need to be able to know what you're dealing with. Can I manage this? Listen, some of the things you're gonna have to be able to help your partner with. Maybe you see that, oh, okay, I love this person because of 1, 2, and 3, 4, and these are good qualities. This person is lacking here and there. This we can always work on. Maybe the cooking is not that good. I mean, cooking is something that can be improved, right? You can take classes or whatever. Or maybe the ironing is not that good. You can always be able to change that. Or, you know what, this person doesn't have the kind of money that I would expect, but it's something that can be changed as long as you can see that this person has a willingness to be learning and to expand and to develop. Eventually the money will come, right? But that's not how people think. People want to get into situations that are already built. If you get into a relationship with somebody who's already built, they're gonna always remind you that you were not part of that journey. Not only that, but another biggest problem is when you don't have somebody you are building hand to hand with, it is kind of hard to value the building or what is already built. So squandering can be one of the issues, or not being able to see where this person come from for you to be able to appreciate it. So some people are looking for marriage as a getaway from poverty. Some people are looking for relationships as a way to be able to sustain a certain lifestyle. You know, my last boyfriend used to send me 500 every month. I have a new girlfriend allowance. You know, I get like 10,000 every month, or maybe 20,000 every month in this new relationship. So I will stick to it. And that's the only reason why they're there, and you know it. So why come to and cry to us and say, these people, you are the one who started it. You are the one who said, I will give it 20,000 a month. That's not a problem. Of course you were able to afford then, right? You were able to afford then. But now, sustaining that, can you be able to sustain that on a long term? If that was the deal, don't cry. Come and cry to us and say relationships. Angifuni mjolo, you know, wanyisa and stuff like that. You say you don't want relationships because relationships don't really work out. But it was never a relationship to start with. What is a relationship? It was a business transaction. You give me this as long as you are able to sustain or maintain my expectations, then me and you are good, right? So that's all it is. It's a business arrangement. We can't call it a relationship. But a relationship is when two people come together and look at and say, oh, this is what we are trying to build. We're trying to build love. We're trying to build patience with each other. These are things that don't come automatically. People confuse love with infatuation. Infatuation is the excitement that you get when you meet this person. Oh, you're excited. Oh, it is fun. Or the things that you actually hate naturally, you don't seem to hate them when you're with this person. That is infatuation, and it's temporary. It's definitely gonna die out, right? And you're gonna find yourself hating the things that you used to say, I used to love these things, but now you hate them, right? So that is not love. Love is built. Patience is built. Being able to work together is built. So love is you knowing your person's flaws and not just accepting them, but helping them improve while you improve yourself. There are people who expect other people to improve, but they're stuck in the same place. You have high standards, but you are here, right? You are down, but you have an expectations of this guy. Listen, if you want a high standard guy, be a high standard girl, right? Be that what you want from another person. And I promise you, things like money, that can always be made. That is not a basis to say, I want to build with this person. Get somebody with a vision, somebody with a drive, somebody you can see that they're always expanding, learning. Situations will definitely change, right? But people are looking for the now. Can this person come and pick me up from work? Oh, he drives, so he can come and pick me up from work. Why don't you want somebody who has a vision to come and actually buy you a car that you own? You can see that this person has it's not stingy, and when I'm around them, they can share with me a cent. That is love, right? And they're continually expanding. That person will be able to buy you a car, not the guy you find with many cars, because that one is just gonna rent it out to you, and once your arrangement is done, they're gonna take it back. So whether it's cars, whether it's whatever, material things, right? Anyway, so my point is building and an infatuation is completely different things. We need that feeling. We need those butterflies. It's beautiful. And when you are building, you need to be able to find a way to continue to have that, right? If you lose that, one of you is going to find it somewhere else, and you're going to run into problems, right? Because that feeling is addictive. That feeling of being wanted, being loved, being somebody giving you attention, that even in a long-term setup, relationship, marriage, still needs to be there. Why? Because it's more like taking a shower every morning, right? You always have to be clean in order for people to be around you. But if you don't shower for a week, you're gonna open your mouth, or you're gonna be next to a person, and it's gonna be difficult to be around you, right? So it's the same thing. When you work on having those butterflies, making it work for yourself, then it will be easier to build. It is hard to build when all you're thinking about is, let's work on this, it becomes another, it is